Okay, so imagine this. The single most powerful being in the entire universe,
Yeah.
the creator, the controller of everything,
Yeah.
gets caught stealing butter, and his mom actually manages to tie him up as punishment.
Well, yeah, that sounds pretty wild, right? Almost like a children's story. But in the world of bhakti, that moment, it's absolutely fundamental.
It's the Damodar Leela, and it really shifts how you think about, well, the connection between God and us,
Completely. It's seen as the very heart of devotion.
which is why we're doing this deep dive today. This particular pastime is central, especially during the month of Kartik, which many devotees observe. It's much more than just a cute anecdote.
Oh, definitely. It's packed with theological meaning.
So let's start with the name he gets because of this, Damodara. What does that actually mean?
It's quite beautiful, literal. Dhamma in Sanskrit means ropes, and udar means belly or abdomen.
Ropes, belly. So Damodara is the one whose belly was bound by ropes.
Exactly. But as we'll explore, you quickly understand those weren't just, ordinary hemp ropes. The whole incident, it's often called the supreme submission of the supreme, which sounds like a contradiction, right?
It does, supreme and submitting. Let's get into the story first. Set the scene for us in Vrindavan. We have little Krishna.
Right, maybe 3 or 4 years old, living this idyllic childhood. And he's known for being, well, mischievous, especially with the butter.
He's stealing butter, yogurt, milk from the homes of the gopis, the cowherd women. But you mentioned earlier, it's not just greed driving this.
No, not at all. That's a common misunderstanding. The texts explain it's actually a deliberate play, a strategy, you could say, to create loving exchanges.
How so?
He knows if he steals the butter, Mother Yasoda, his
Yeah.
foster mother, or the other gopis will come chasing him, scolding him, trying to catch him.
Interactions born out of affection, not reverence or awe.
Exactly. Spontaneous parental love. He wants that intimacy, that relationship where they forget he's God and just treat him like their beloved, sometimes naughty child.
Okay, so one day, Mother Yasoda catches him, red-handed, maybe with butter all over his face.
Right. And she's had enough. Like any parent reaches a limit, she decides, okay, today needs a proper punishment, something to keep him still for a bit.
So she decides to tie him to the Gokula. What is that exactly?
It's a large, heavy, wooden grinding mortar. Something solid. He couldn't just drag away easily, or so she thought.
She's just acting like a mom trying to manage her energetic kid.
Purely. She has no conception in that moment that she's dealing with the source of all universes. And this is where the miracle or the mystery
The
happens.
ropes.
Yes.
Right, she gets a rope, tries to tie it around his waist, and then to the mortar.
It's too short, just by a little bit.
Okay, so she thinks, need more rope? She goes and finds another piece, ties it on.
It's a little too short. She gathers every piece of rope, cord, twine she can find in the house, ties them all together, maybe even borrows some from the neighbors. It becomes this long, knotted chain of ropes.
And she tries again.
Still too short. By exactly 2 fingers width. Every single time. It's impossible, materially speaking.
It's clearly not about the physical length of the rope anymore.
No. It's a divine arrangement. It's demonstrating something profound. You cannot bind the infinite Lord with finite material effort. Think about it. Austerity, knowledge, rituals, power. None of that can actually capture or control the Supreme. Her physical effort is, in a sense, symbolic of all those other paths.
They all fall short.
They fall short.
But then the story takes a turn, doesn't it? It's not just about her failure.
Right. This is the beautiful part. The narrative says that Krishna, the all-powerful one who is orchestrating this whole thing, looks at his mother.
And what does he see?
He sees her completely exhausted. She's sweating. Her hair is coming undone. The flowers are falling from it. She's breathing heavily. She's working so hard out of love just to discipline him, to care for him.
And seeing her effort, her fatigue.
His heart melts. Out of compassion for her, he stops resisting. He essentially gives his permission. He allows himself to be bound.
So the final knot gets tied, not because she finally found enough rope, but because he consented.
Precisely. His compassion completes what her effort alone could not. And that moment of submission, his willingness to be bound by her love, that's the gateway.
The gateway from this, charming story to the deep theological truths it reveals.
Exactly. This isn't just about Krishna's childhood. It tells us fundamental things about God, about love, about our potential relationship with him.
Okay, let's unpack those. Because the idea of the absolute truth, the source of everything, allowing himself to be tied up, it challenges so many common ideas about God being distant or impersonal.
It really does.
Yeah.
The first big truth here is God is a person. The ultimate reality isn't just some energy field or a void or an abstract principle. He's a person.
With feelings, relationships, desires.
Yes, with whom we can have a real, dynamic, intimate relationship. In this case, Yasoda relates to him as her child. The Lila even describes Krishna looking fearful when caught, glancing sideways, crying.
That makes the Supreme instantly relatable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not some untouchable sovereign, but someone with recognizable emotions.
It brings him so close. And that closeness highlights the second truth. Love conquers God.
Meaning?
Meaning that the only thing that can actually influence, or you might say control, the Supreme Controller isn't power or intellect or mystic abilities. It's pure, selfless love, prama.
Mother Yashoda's love.
Her love was so intense, so spontaneous, that it completely overshadowed any awareness of his divinity. To her, in that moment, he wasn't God. He was just her son who needed correction. She wasn't approaching him with fear or reverence.
But with pure, unadulterated parental love and concern.
Exactly. And that kind of love binds him, which leads directly to the third truth. This is the ultimate exchange he desires.
What kind of exchange?
An exchange based on intimacy, not formality. Krishna isn't ultimately interested in worship born out of duty, fear, or obligation. He craves the kind of spontaneous, heartfelt, sometimes even demanding love that he experienced in Vrindavan.
So allowing himself to be tied up was his way of showing how much he values that kind of love.
Yeah.
Even being punished by a devotee.
Yes. It's the pinnacle of intimacy. It shows the devotee has reached a level of loving confidence where they can forget his majesty and just relate to him heart to heart, like family. That's what he wants.
Wow. Okay, so this isn't just a story to be read. It's meant to be like lived or felt. How does that translate into practice for devotees?
Well, it's directly immortalized in prayer, specifically the Damodarastakam.
Ah, yes, the 8 verses. Composed by Satyavrata Muni, right?
Correct. And Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISK Khan, really emphasized reciting this prayer daily during the month of Kartik. It becomes the central practice.
And there's a specific promise attached to it.
A very significant one. It's said that regularly reciting or singing the Damodarastakam, especially in the evening while offering a simple ghee lamp, can award the highest perfection. Prima Bhakti. Pure love of God.
The very thing that bound Krishna in the first place.
Exactly. It's considered one of the most potent spiritual practices available, especially during Kartik.
And the prayer itself, it kind of puts you right there in the scene, doesn't it?
It does. The verses are very visual, very emotional. They guide your mind to witness the event. You see Krishna, maybe his dark complexion shining, his little earrings swinging as he runs from his mother.
And his face when he's caught, maybe looking a bit fearful, eyes glancing around.
Crying, rubbing his eyes with his lotus-like hands, as the second verse describes. It forces you to meditate on that sweetness, that vulnerability, that exchange.
And that second verse specifically mentions he's bhakti bottom.
Bound by devotion. That's the key phrase. Not bound by rope, but by bhakti.
The spiritual reward mentioned is also quite staggering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something about the Bhagavatam.
Yes, there's a traditional statement that sincerely hearing or singing this prayer during Kartik can grant the benefit of hearing the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, the key scripture, for thousands of years. It just underscores the immense spiritual potency condensed into this Leela and its remembrance.
That's incredible. So this all comes together during Kartik, the month of Damodara, usually October, November timeframe. Why this particular month?
Kartik is traditionally considered the most auspicious month in the Vedic calendar for spiritual practice. It's said that any devotional service performed during Kartik yields a greatly multiplied benefit.
Like a spiritual bonus period?
Sort of, yeah. It makes goals that might seem very distant, like achieving pure love, much more accessible. It's a special window of mercy.
And besides chanting the Damodarastakam, the main observance is offering a lamp. Deepadan.
Yes, offering a simple ghee lamp, often in the evening, directly to a picture or deity of Damodara, or even just offering it in devotion.
Was there a connection between the lamp and the lila itself?
There is. After Krishna was tied to the mortar, he didn't just stay put. He started crawling, dragging this heavy mortar behind him.
Which must have been quite a sight.
Indeed. And he crawled right between 2 enormous Arjuna trees that stood in the courtyard. The mortar got jammed, and as he pulled, the trees crashed down.
And that relates to the lamp.
Yes, because crashing those trees down liberated 2 demigods, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, who had been cursed to stand as trees for a long time. So Krishna performed this act of supreme liberation and illumination while he was bound by his mother's ropes of love. The offered lamp symbolizes that light, that grace he bestowed even in that state of sweet bondage.
So the lamp offering remembers not just him being tied, but also his power and mercy within that state.
Precisely. It's a reminder that the Lord's power isn't diminished by his intimate pastimes. His mercy shines through them.
Okay, let's bring this home. We've got the story, the deep theology, the Kartik practices. How do we, apply this today? What does it mean for us trying to connect with the divine in our own lives?
Well, the core message is that God is ultimately conquered only by love. The ropes weren't hemp, they were prima, pure love.
So we need to weave our own ropes of prima.
That's the perfect analogy. Our daily spiritual practices, chanting the holy names, like the Hare Krishna mantra, hearing these pastimes, offering our food, maybe offering a simple flower or incense, or the lamp during Kartik, these are the strands.
We're gathering the materials for our rope.
Exactly. We're putting in the effort, the sincerity, the determination. Just like Mother Yasoda gathered all her ropes and tried so hard, our effort is crucial. It shows our desire.
But as the story showed, our effort alone isn't enough. It falls short.
It falls short by those 2 fingers. That's the key insight. The goal isn't to weave a rope so strong we can force the binding. The goal is to weave it with such love, such sincerity, such focus.
That Krishna himself is pleased by our attempt.
Yes, pleased by our desire, our struggle, our heartfelt yearning, and then seeing that, he willingly allows us to tie him to our hearts. He supplies the missing length, so to speak. It becomes a reciprocal act. He helps us bind him.
That's a beautiful thought. It means the connection isn't just on us. It takes his grace, too.
Absolutely. It provides immense hope, I think, because it tells you that the ultimate qualification isn't how perfect or powerful you are, but how sincere your love is. God is approachable. He's lovable. He's sweet. The Damodara Leela is the ultimate proof.
He wants to be caught by our love.
He does. He's just waiting for us to weave that rope sincerely.
So reflecting on this whole deep dive, that image of the rope being consistently 2 fingers too short, it really stays with you.
It's incredibly profound, isn't it? It perfectly encapsulates the dynamic.
That first finger, that's us, our effort, our striving, our devotion, our determination. Like Mother Yashoda's exhausting attempts, we absolutely have to put that in.
Can't skip that part. Sincere effort is required.
But it's never enough on its own. That second finger.
That's Krishna's mercy, his compassion, his willingness to be caught, his grace descending to meet our ascending effort.
You need both fingers to make the knot hold. Our love reaching up and his grace reaching down.
Exactly. Effort and grace. That's the secret to binding the Lord of the universe to your own heart.
A truly powerful and deeply comforting realization.
May we all find the inspiration to weave our ropes of devotion strand by strand so Lord Damodara happily agrees to be bound within our hearts.
Krishna.